So we're going to put like Chinese
we'll
subtitles in. And then we're going to have a fight scene in the middle where I like punch his head off.
Yeah. So this is all shot in HD. You can download the 1 gigabyte actual size version. You can if you have a big enough screen. And we hope to do one of these every so often about some of the older technologies, kind of with
and newer
a new
technologies
twist.
too, not just older stuff.
Yeah, and some.
This is a special Hope Memorial edition.
Yeah, so using this video and all of the source code, schematics, and everything we put on citizenengineer.com, you get a payphone and do all of these projects, and you can build one of these SIM card readers. So we have time for questions. We have actually 10 minutes. So
Perfect.
If you have questions, hop up. If not,
you have to go to the microphone.
Where would you procure one of these telephones?
Well, there's some in the lobby here.
Do you have a truck?
But, because there's 2.4 million payphones out there, but there's not any more 2.4 million customers for payphones, they're getting uninstalled. If you look around New York, you'll see booths, and the payphones have been taken out. And those aren't stolen. They've just been decommissioned. AT&T has been losing money on payphones for so long. They were required to keep providing payphone service due to the Bell breakup. You can look at all this stuff online.
So eBay, Craigslist?
But recently they were freed from maintaining them, and so now they're uninstalling them and selling them.
On
to
Craigslist,
wholesalers.
I have an RSS feed that just says payphone, and it's for everywhere. And you get really weird stuff, obviously, from Craigslist and payphone.
But they run about $50.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty cheap nowadays.
And people have warehouses full of these. Yeah. So believe it or not, if you look for them, you'll actually find a lot.
Right. Just make sure if you want to do this hacking to get one of these old school 1C2 or 1D2 telco payphones, because again, if it's a COCOT, I know you can modify for the home use, but it's just more complicated because it's basically just a big circuit board. So make sure when it's open, it's like mechanical. It's all like analog parts, electromechanical stuff.
All right. Thank you.
Hi. I've been noticing with newer technologies, especially with like building computers and stuff, motherboards are actually phasing out the serial port.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, what are some of the alternatives, because some of your projects actually have serial port entries into them?
Well, there's still a lot of computers that do have serial ports, but luckily you can get a USB to serial converter for like $10. It's just doing USB on board is a little difficult, so I went with serial, and then it's like, oh, if you don't have a serial port, this is a $15, $12 adapter that you use. You can get it at Radio Shack. I mean, that's not too difficult.
All right, thanks.
One of the things that a lot of our kits at Make and some of the kits that Lamar makes, they have a serial port to communicate with them, and hobbyists like that, but as you were saying, serial ports, things are changing.
It's not a parallel port. I mean, serial ports are still like not completely obsolete.
So one of the things we're probably going to do is have part of a kit, the USB part already assembled, because that's usually surface mount, and then beginners can just do all the rest with through hole. So that's something we're doing on the kit side. With electronic manufacturers, we don't have control. They still need to do like USB to serial.
You mentioned Arduino a bit earlier. There's something called wiring, which is like the older brother, as it were, of Arduino. Would you ever consider making projects for that? Because I mean, we've got some...
I think wiring is really awesome, but it's just much more expensive, and I like the simplicity and low cost and commodification nearly of Arduino hardware. That's why I've been focusing on that. Many wiring boards, I think, are about $100. That's 3 times as much as an Arduino. So.
You still get about 50 pins and 2 serial ports, though.
Yeah, but I found that a lot of beginners projects, they don't need 50 pins. They're like, I want to blink an LED when the doorbell's pressed. So like, this allows them to do something simple like that. That's the only reason. But wiring is excellent and definitely a good choice to step up to.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
What about dialing into the payphone?
So at this time, this payphone doesn't allow dialing in, but it's actually really, really easy. We just decided it didn't make much sense for me to do it on video. But basically, a full wave rectifier, an SCR, and a couple of resistors. And basically, when it gets the 90 volts on the ring voltage, that sets off the SCR and connects the phone line. So you don't have to put in a coin to make a phone call.
Thank you.
You could build this. You could build this and do a video and send it to us.
I mean, I have a link. I'm going to have a link on the webpage to how to do that. But we decided, this was enough payphone hacking.
How did you get the information for the SIM card output?
The information's on citizenengineer.com.
Did you just like basically interpret it on your own, or is it documented?
If you wait like 10 minutes until after our talk is done, it'll definitely be there, but
And
we can't right now because we're doing a talk right now.
We have to get online and
I
release
turn
the
off the
file.
Wi-Fi, so I can't get to the website.
Yeah, we have to
kinda
release the files.
It's tragic, yeah.
Okay, and I think we are officially out of time. Well, thank
Okay,
you
great.
guys. You can download this later.
Yay!